What's up, world? NFL Merc, the code breaker, right back at it. It's probably gonna be a continuation to the passive parenting. Excuse me. It's gonna be probably pertaining to um, diet, right? And diet, we can stretch this word out to the traditional meaning of food intake. It can also be visual, mental. Everything you take in, it should be part of your diet. As a matter of fact, if you wanted to grab a six pack, if you wanted to have six pack abs, the rule of thumb is it exists in your kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And before you could just do sit ups and crunches and do whatever, it exists in your kitchen. You know what I mean? So that's just how you backtrack the problem. When you are in the arena of intelligence amongst other intelligent people who have an agenda to seek and destroy you, they would never keep it honest. In fact, they would devise a language that would be coded in a way that they could talk to one another and mislead you at the same damn time. You see what I'm saying? So, well, so you will hear words like hereditary and stuff like that. Diabetes, hereditary. No, it is dietary. If you change your diet, you can break said generational curse. You see what I'm saying? The diet. The more rigorous the diet, even if you think it's in vain, even if you say, "Oh, I don't understand those vegans. I don't understand those whatever." Whoever has some form of discipline on their diet is actually, in all actuality, strengthening their willpower. Will nothing, if nothing else, if the life, if every syndication could validate a different form of eating. You could go on some shows and you could hear the beauty of eating meat. Then you go on another show and you can hear the beauty of a plant-based diet. It's up to you as the governor of you to pick whatever lifestyle you pick. Me, I figure the more strenuous the course, the stronger the willpower, stronger the spirit that is occupying the vehicle of the body. You dig? So like mind, like body, all intact. We back rolling. So you understand? They call me Merc, by the way. Stay tuned. I got more juice for you. All right. So now we see that the food is a direct relation to your body. All right. In case people don't understand that, but let's say you drink too much, right? And as soon as you throw up, you instantly feel better, right? Your thoughts start to flow better. It's not as spinny, you're not as confused, and that is an exaggeration of how that works. The food coloring in foods and all that are designed to incapacitate the brain from functioning at a certain level. So now, if your child is eating these high sugar, high color, high artificial, and everything, and you're sending them to school amongst other kids who do not have the privilege of eating tasty, sugary treats before school or whatever, and their brain is now flowing at an optimum level, able to retain and represent information and be creative and youthful in a certain course of success as the child should develop. Right? But if your child is eating all of the artificial trash, all of the colorful stuff, drinking all of the same juices, and then we're wondering why our future isn't looking any better, then let's try to look at the diet. Let's try to wean out some of this stuff. This is how I like to raise. This is how I like to intake foods. Right? The process is a processed food. Anytime the food is not in its natural state, it has been processed, and if it has been touched on by the enemy, then 9 out of 10, it will not do your body any good. This is why a plant-based diet tends to be the most the best diet. But don't be fooled by the plant-based wording, because the devil would take these words. Now you hear the word plant-based to let you know that he can put a process on the plant, and which in turn he puts his hands on it and then gives it to you, in turn making that plant-based product garbage. I know a lot of us, they want to hear it, man. Beyond Burger, Impossible Burger, all the stuff, man, is horrendous to your body. Let's just keep it. Let's call it what it is. All right. Why? What's wrong with the lettuce? What's wrong with just the way the food came? Just the way it came. Just the way it came. And see, the reason why it's so hard for us to do that, because they put additives, aka addictions, into the food. Now in turn, when you hear a diet and you cringe, what's cringing is that sugar, that salt, that everything that comes with the food that you can't whatever. But if your food, if you're intaking or doing anything for just the one purpose of, oh, it tastes good, or it look good, or it feel good, and that's it, yeah, bruh, you're losing. You see what I'm saying? But if you say, man, why are you eating that apple? Oh, because it does this, it does that, and it does this. Why are you drinking that tea? Oh, because it does this, and it does that. And anytime I feel like this, it instantly, retards that feeling. You see what I'm saying? So it has a benefit. It doesn't necessarily always have to taste good or be pleasant. But the one thing I learned about life, the unpleasant is usually where the success is. Let's continue. So when you're raising your children and you're trying to always be pleasant, always friendly, always believing, and especially if you're not setting a high bar of standard, because when they are under your yoke, under your influence, they have a certain impressionable age. When the kids see you as Superman and Superwoman, you have all the answers, you got all the money, you got all the food. Every time I say dad or mom, you problem solve for me. In turn, you are needed. In turn, the love is there because you provide what I don't know. The kid represents the future, but you represent the future to the kid because you already have a gathering of past information that you can now put on the child to help ensure his future in a set direction. So why would you be a prisoner and you're not developing an escape artist to escape out of this? You sit down on the job to let that kid now become another goddamn prisoner. Big, fat, bloated, dumb, horny, low self-esteem prisoner. Perfect. Come on, let's not do it. If you afraid to do it, don't make your child be afraid to do it. Let me tell you something, man. The kids are so pure because the kids are so pure because they are they just left source. So they come down fresh out of the intelligence, and they're going to ask all prevalent questions to their development. Why, how, where, all the good questions, right? Now, they're going to see you doing suicidal behavior. So you're going to know it's suicide. You're going to look in that young, beautiful face, the future, while you tugging down a cigarette, while you drinking coffee early in the morning, about to be a conformist, professional conformist, and you're looking at your future while your back hurting, while your breath stinking, while you gotta drink all this processed stuff just to go and be a professional passive loser. And then you're gonna tell your child, don't do this, don't do what mommy and daddy doing. Why? This is adult stuff. Oh, okay. So now when the child gets an adult, he can't wait to go get his hand on a goddamn cigarette. Why would you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? The kid wants to live and you want to die. So when the kid gets older, he now can prescribe to suicide, just like you. Wake up. Wake up. These are tools of the enemy. How do you know these are tools of the enemy? Alcohol, tobacco, and firearm. The way they police the population through alcohol, through tobacco, and to enforce all political policy is through the barrel of a gun. Done deal. So they shelf and push the food source into little areas, pack them in little cities, and inside that city, we pack them in again, and we call that the ghetto. And right there, you have an endless supply of people willing to do any and everything if you put the right dollar on it. It ain't even got to be a high dollar. And inside of that ghetto, they got another smaller concentration of ghetto, and we call them the Mexicans. We hear immigrations. We hear these words. Undocumented humans. Now, when they campaign for a job, the corporation will hire them for below minimum wage, instantaneously making them a digital slave, a futuristic slave, a neo-slave, a pseudo-slave, lower class citizen, whatever you want to call it. But an incomplete man. So if the black man was considered 3/5 of a human, imagine what the Mexican is considered. You understand? This is a very, very slippery game. And everything you learn, every word you learn, and everything you think you learn, and you try to arm it with that, as soon as they hear what you learn, they change the definition. Change the definition. When we use a definition, it's called Ebonics. When they use it, it's called Webster. It's the Queen's language. This is the standard. But why are you changing the standard? Why is the standard always changing? Why is ignorance to the law not an excuse when you shift the law every damn day? You see what I'm saying? So if I'm out here today doing something that was legal, and then today you switch the law, and then you tell the people to go out there, and whoever's breaking that law, rile them up. And you want to hear, as soon as you come to the people, they're going to be like, yo, what are we doing wrong? This is nothing wrong. We can gather. We can do this. We can occupy. We can do this. Oh, no, it says right here. When did this happen? The November 20-something, 2019. You're like, damn, that was like yesterday. And this becomes law for a set amount of years. That's how the game go. We do. So, let's try to find a holistic way of living with a W, meaning complete, not just partial, not just pieces, not just because it suits you, because it suits all of us. Your son is my son. My daughter is your daughter. That's how it is. You used to be so stupid that we don't understand that your neighbor is you. Your neighbor affects you. If my neighbor house catches on fire, mine is likely to burn. So in turn, my neighbor's habits or my neighbor's vices can in turn now mess with me. If my neighbor is over there losing his mind from whatever, and I go outside and he's irate for whatever reasons, I could possibly get what you would call collateral damage from his own stimulus. So then you create a neighborhood, gated community, and you try to set the standard. You try to knock on the door and take a peek and see what's going on. Hey, hello, we brought some cookies here. Yes, hi. Yes, we just want to make sure everything's good. And then you're here. You've been living here for 5 years, and things are well, and everything's a pretty good neighborhood, and all that shit. When you end up in the hood, you just end up, boom, whoever. You see what I'm saying? Whoever, boom, just right here. And we got to stop accepting these people just because they right here. Shout out to Tekashi. You understand what I'm saying? So, man, let's be active in it. Let's continue to be active and diligent and try to mold the kids in the direction that they need to, that we see fit for the problem and solution that lays at hand. All right. So a lot of people tend to believe this is like another part of the flow, another way of like keeping you in a stupor. All right, they tell you stuff like evolution, all right, and then people will say, all right, but I pose a question: do you believe in evolution? All right, some people will say, oh, we evolved from monkeys and we came from this and that and blah blah blah, right? Let's just, me personally don't really believe in evolution in the way that it's been readily prescribed, right? So, but if we were to entertain it as it was presented, right? Let's give it a go, right? So let's say, first of all, let's look at the playing field, Earth. Then look at organism on Earth, right? Boom, monkey, right? Let's go with the monkey real quick. Lives in the jungle. It has food. It has everything that it takes to survive and look out for all the perils and the beauties of living in the jungle, right? Now, evolution takes place on the monkey, right? Now you're saying the monkey evolved into man. That means that somewhere in that monkey's journey, not only one monkey, but it had to be a collective of monkeys that say, yo, something ain't right. We missing something, yo. Like, why I want you to use my thumb, yo. I want my feet to be different. Like, they had to be able to put it in thought. In the mind, had to be a reason for the mind to want to do this, in order to command the body to move in such. You understand what I'm saying? So what would be the nagging force to make the send the monkey into wanting to evolve into man, right? So with that said, now if we keep the same evolution going right here, and then, just ponder on that. Now, and to us, now we are humans, right? And do we stop evolving, or do we continue to evolve? Are we in a problem? Are we sitting amongst ourselves, amongst a collective of men and women, and in a problematic situation, and wondering how can we better ourselves in the future? How can we evolve into that future, right? And it would have to start off with a thought, then it will go into habit, picking appropriate mates, right? Then habits, and eventually habitat. You see what I'm saying? And that is how we will evolve, especially people on my team will evolve into be better contenders for tomorrow. So if you are raising your children and you want them to pick whatever, you are raising them passively. You, from the time you guys came together, whether by agreement or by default of agreement, that we are bringing a new life into the world. The game should have been clicked into motion. That this, if it's a boy, he's going to name him this. He's going to be this. He's going to do that. If it's a girl, we're going to name her this, and she's going to do this, and she's going to do that. And then we're going to create the atmosphere to put forth said desire in that manner. Now, after, assuming all goes well, right? So, with that said, we have to be diligent and militant in our children's lives. We have to police what they take in. That's also part of their diet. What they see visually, what are they understanding, how do they reflect what they understand, who they trying to be like, where are they trying to be like them. These are all the type of questions that you need to check in with your children at least once a week. You need to check in on their health habits. You need to check in on their mental habits, like their mental stability, what's going on in their school, what they're being taught, how are the teachers talking to them, how are they dealing with friends, how are they dealing with peers, how are they dealing with their sexual identity, because there's another thing that's at war is our sexual identity. Your genitalia, or your genitalia, it directly reflects with your identity. Okay, so when your identity is messed up, it will reflect in your sexuality, right? And so a healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy village. You know what I'm saying? So this is how it works. So you're not just being healthy for the sake of being healthy. You're being healthy for me. I'm being healthy for you. The common, there's a string theory. All right, it may seem like I'm all over the place, but trust me, it ties in. You know what I'm saying? There's a string theory how everything connects, right? Once we analyzed, we zoomed in on life, and we got to the atom, right? And the same atom that's described in the Bible as the first man, but this is really the building block of everything that is, right? The physical of it, right? Let's just stick with it. The atom, right? So, what was I saying? Oh, the string theory. So when you describe an atom, it looks like it's in a circle, right? Because it's really energy and it's moving. And when scientists have, so I don't forget where I read it at or whatever, but once you stop moving the atom, it's actually like a flat line. But when it starts to activate, because it's always moving, it's vibrating as matter. It exists here on Earth, so it's not just sitting there doing nothing. It's actually vibrating. A rock is vibrating at the frequency to be a rock. So even though it's just sitting there stationary, not animated, not moving, not talking, not expressing itself in any type of way, does not mean that it's not vibrating at a frequency to resonate as a rock. You understand? Boom, was a particular type of rock, granite, marble, and so forth, right? So that string theory, because even the air that we breathe is made up of molecules and atoms and blah, blah, blah. So those molecules that are vibrating are connected, touching each other, in turn connecting everything as one through the molecular body, right? So now you will see the string theory in play because everything is connected through molecule vibrations, right? So another form of this string theory, which could be personified in the physical world and something that we can see, is the water, right? You know, the water that's on Earth is the same water that's been on Earth since the creation of Earth, right? And as you live in certain cities and they do tests on the water, you will be surprised at what you find in the water. But you won't be surprised at what's in the water if you understand what's going into the people, right? They did in Philadelphia, where I reside, they do water tests every so often, and they have found crack, well, not really crack, they have found cocaine, feces, all types of cleaning products, medication, all types of stuff in the water, which comes to no surprise if the water that we drink and then we pass it out goes into the water, we flush it, and then turns back into the source of water. Then we take that water right back and then do something with it and push it right back. You see what I'm saying? Then we test the water, we're going to see. So that connection through the water shows you that we are all brother and sister through the eyes of humanity. So if you are well, I am well, because then you won't have to go to the devil and ask for medication that is that is horrendous towards the natural creation, right? In turn, somehow, some way, we all take it in, and whether it's a small, minute doses or big controlled doses. So we are all connected, we all matter. There's just one of the many ways that we all linked into each other, and that we all need to really understand self, really understand self. When I say understand self, it's really going to fall into a lot in the mind, and then you're going to realize that your mind expresses itself through your body, and then once you understand that, you're going to understand other people, right? And then you're going to understand that they understand self way longer, and this is why they know to put certain colors on certain things, to put certain foods on certain commercials at this time, at this place, at and they got it worked out to a T to feast off you and me. You understand? So with that said, parents, guardians, and fellow villagers, please take the honor of helping coexist and in this fight to be better, to not continue to be the future crackheads and the future inmates of the and be the ready food source for the beast. Let's try to break these cycles, man. You know, after a while, for real, there should be no new crackheads, man. There should be no new dope addicts, you know what I'm saying? But when they keep a certain level of pressure on you mentally from your desires and putting false desires, putting false narratives in front of you, and have you chasing the illusion, have you chasing your tail, and then pressurizing that, you will always find the mind is always willing to take on some form of self-sabotagery to justify why I'm a loser. Oh, I'm on crack, man. That's why I can't do nothing. Oh, I'm hooked to cigarettes, man. That's why I can't run the lab. So I used to be a boxer, but you know what I mean? We're going to have all these excuses for why we not great. We need to minimize all our addictions, all our vices. If I tell you that you should be a vegan and you say, man, how am I going to do with meat? That's exactly your biggest weapon. Your biggest weapon used against you is that same thing right there. All these things are energized energy centers. Your mind, your mouth, your throat, your heart, your stomach, your groin, your knees, and your feet. Right? We get cold feet, we get weak in the knees, we get a feeling in our groin, we get a feeling in our stomach, our heart starts to beat, our throat gets a frog in it, and our mouth says what it is, and we get a headache. These are all energy centers, right? Boom, your mouth gets dry also, right? Boom. Or it salivates, right? The heart beats either from fear or desire. You see what I'm saying? The same thing with your stomach. You get butterflies in your stomach from other complete form of excitement, or you get a fear, a fright, something that same thing. It's all in an energy center. You get bad news, your feet, your knees, you give out in the knees, you get so weak in the knees. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with cold feet. A lot of times in marriages, cold feet. You see what I'm saying? These are all energy centers. So once you align your energies, you'll be walking in light. You'll be walking in your power and your divinity and your purpose. And then you will see that when you have a child, that you won't just let the child pick any old thing and run wild on earth. In fact, you will be evolving through your child. You will have a reason to be better, and it will be expressed through your child. Call me Merc, by the way, man. I hope you enjoy. Hope y'all understand this, man. I love you guys, man. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the new subscribers. I'm working a job. It's pretty taxing on me, so I'm trying to find a medium in between where I could find a way to produce and edit and upload videos in a timely fashion. I know that's one of my biggest parts on my side, biggest faults on my side. But on you guys' side, there's little thing you can do for free. Somewhere around here, somewhere, man, you hit that like button, man. Everybody hit the like button one time, man. Let me just see abundance of likes, just one time, please. Just abundance of likes, just for me. Yeah, I'm begging. I'm doing it. What's up? I ain't too proud to bag. What's happening, man? Type the like button one time for the kid, man. I'm out, man. Merc, by the way, early.